The Blackout podcast.
Hi, Stephanie. Thanks for coming on podcast today.
Do people listen to podcasts?
Yeah, I actually, you know what they do. Funny enough, because you know what, when I was thinking of that's a great one. I was thinking of it.
Is
when
anyone gonna listen to this? Yeah. I think it's gonna get 2 listens, and I think both of them are gonna be my dad. And
no, I don't think so.
Well, I'm flattered that you asked me, and I'm flattered that you think that people want to listen to me at all.
They do. I mean, like okay, here's the thing.
But you remember when you asked me about your podcast, I was really sassy. I said, let me hear the audio quality, because everybody has a podcast now. And everyone's like, I have a podcast too. Here's a link to my podcast. And I'm like, it sounds like it's recorded on someone's iPhone in their basement, and it's terrible.
And I was like,
I'm going to have to listen to an episode before I say yes to you.
Yeah, no, I know. You know what? I understand that, because here's the thing. When you put your name on something, it kind of, especially these days, once your name is on something, it stays forever. Yeah. It stays forever, especially once it gets online, it's there.
Yeah.
And you want to, when you put your name on something, you want it to at least be of a certain quality. So once you ask for that, I had to do that, because it's like, oh, so if the quality is good enough, you come, hello, okay, fine.
Well, turns out you had a great quality.
Yeah.
Great quality. I didn't know you had such a professional setup.
Yeah. I work with the soundboards. We're friends. They've worked on pretty much all my films, actually. Come to think of it. Oh. Yeah. So
don't worry, you're gonna cut that out. So you guys are not gonna get an ad in there, if that's what you think.
Yeah, so and I remember when I reached out to soundboards is Sheldon and Burton. I reached out to Sheldon. I was like, oh, so by the way, I want to make a podcast, and this is what I was like, I don't know, because then actually, when we started, his cat was sick, dying, and he wasn't sure. I was like, you know what, let me just do it. And then we did the first one, and it was great. And, I was like, I'm just going to do it for as long as possible, because it's going to be summer soon, and they're going to be busy. So
how often are you releasing episodes?
So I'm trying to make it one a week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it just makes sense. So you get a week to feel the person out, and you can always go back to listen to them if it's like, and I'm never going to tell the people that come into the podcast how many listens they have. I'm just not. But
that's a good idea.
Yeah, it's because it's just not fair. Some people are gonna get more listens than others, and
like I'm gonna get like way more listens.
Yeah,
than any of your other guests.
I mean, you get way more listens.
I think this is gonna get 2 streams. Both my dad, and he's probably not gonna finish the whole episode.
Well, I know that I have at least 2 or 3 people that will listen, and then plus your dad, that's okay. 5. So if we get 6, we are doing great. Okay. And it's great how you just done that on me. So now I lost my train of thought. So I'm just going
who's interviewing who here? Who's the host?
We're just having a conversation though.
Exactly.
So here's the thing. I know what I checked out your website, and it just says, this is the end. My friend, until we meet again, for the Super Fantastics. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, the Super Fantastics.
Yeah, literally that's all was on the page, and I'm like, it's time for you guys to do that thing you said you were going to do.
Reunion show?
Yes,
I'd love to do a reunion show.
There's a video where he flies to the moon. Do you know that one?
Yeah, I made that video.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That video is a lot of work.
Yeah, that was stop motion animation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the only kind of animating I do, is really choppy stop motion stuff where I like cut out stuff from, cardboard cutouts or something, and I would actually just move it around by hand and take a photo and move it again and take a photo.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
Like you put in so I'm lazy, because like if I put in 10 hours of work, whatever the output must look like, I put in 10 hours there. Okay, great. So if I shoot a film for 2-3 days and I get 5 minutes of really good looking stuff, I'm good. Mm-hmm. But like your stop motion thing, that'll be like weeks,
yeah.
And then you get like 2 minutes.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. I mean, it would be like 3 seconds or something of the video would take several days to shoot. It was crazy.
Yeah, actually I have a question though. I was wondering how you got him, Matt,
Yep.
Because he was actually kind of animated too.
Oh, yeah. So I just took photos of him.
Oh.
Because I had storyboarded. I knew exactly what every shot of the video was going to be. So I got him like in my living room. I'm like, okay, now put your arm up. I would take a photo, put your other arm up or whatever. And then I knew that that's what I had to get him to look like, to climb or to swim or to jump.
Yeah.
So I took all those photos, printed them on paper, and then cut them out from paper. Because that's important to me, to have everything actually hand printed and cut out.
Talking of paper, there's a thing you do with the yellow cutout for like it was like a transition, but it was also like clouds. Do you remember like yellow? Like it was like lightning.
Yeah.
And then it became a transition. I was like, oh, that was really smart.
Yeah, editing that was really fun. We're talking about the Super Fantastics video. Push You Away is the name of the video.
Yeah. I remember. And how did you get your cat to go to the Viewmaster? Like,
how did I get? Oh, my cat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my dead cat. He wasn't dead in the video. He's dead now. Fruit Jack Clattenburg. He has his own Twitter page. He still tweets as a ghost. It's really weird. He's a weird cat. I just, a lot of tries. I just had to set the camera up and try to get him to jump up on the counter. I just had to do it over and over again. Eventually he jumped up on the counter. He wasn't a very good acting cat.
He did a good job.
He was kind of famous when he was in the Coast for the Pet's Guide. He was on the cover of a Mike O'Neill record. And he was in that Super Fantastics music video. And
Super Fantastics, what was that name about though?
The name?
Yeah.
That's such a boring question.
Where'd
you get the name for your band? It's such a boring question.
Yeah, I know, but like,
no, I don't know where it got. I think we just came up with it. It was just, I don't know, and it was also like more than 10 years ago.
If you go back and play any Super Fantastic anything, there's no difference between you now and you then, like look wise.
Oh well, now that we're getting into compliments.
No.
Please continue.
That's what I was asking.
I take back what I said about your question.
No, because I looked at it. There's you guys had like a tour thing when you're in England and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing you shot most of that.
Yeah. I took a long
and then so this person enters the frame because it was mostly Matt that was doing the talking. And then you enter the frame like, wait, that's you, and there's no difference. Just longer hair, like your hair was longer. That's it. That's it.
10 years ago, so thank you. I spend a lot of money and I put a lot of time and effort into like moisturizing my face. So if there are any products out there aimed towards women in their 30s that are trying to look like they're still in their 20s, I've definitely purchased that product.
So what are some of those products?
It's like placenta juice, but, like
so
dead animal blood.
There's a one where it's like a mask. It's like a mask thing. Like, so, you know has your eyes on.
You didn't skip a beat with placenta juice.
Yeah, I know.
You're like, I don't know, maybe she uses
and animal blood. But yeah, do you use one of those mask things? I think they look silly, man.
Oh yeah. Oh, those are the face masks.
Yeah.
Oh, they're really popular. They're really popular right now.
Okay, I guess it'd be wrong to ask, do they work? If I still think you look like 10 years ago. So,
yeah. So thank you.
What's it like making film here? Because you've made a few films here in Halifax.
What is it like making films in Halifax? I feel like, what was one of the things that I wanted to talk about? I feel like talking about getting films made in Nova Scotia and making films in Nova Scotia has been talked about to death. Like we a lot of people complain about the tax credit being cut, or how we should get more funding, and then some people will say, but we're really appreciative because this province is really supportive for filmmakers. But instead of getting into that, I would be more interested in talking about what happens after a film is made here. Because, and this is going to sound sassy, I'll probably later on be like, can you cut that part out where I said where I was being really a big bitch? Because I really love it in Nova Scotia. I'm from here and I love making films here and I hope to make films here forever. The problem is people here are too nice. And I love that I live in a province where everybody's really nice. But when you make mediocre work and everybody tells you your work is great, how do you know that your work's mediocre? You're never going to know because everyone's going to be nice, right? Like everyone's your friend and everyone wants to work with you because everyone wants a job. Not that you're amazing. So I struggle with that a lot. I think about I am the only one who can tell myself when my work is good or not good because no one else will do it.
So you don't have any issues saying, okay, I made that film, but it's shit.
I don't think I've made a good film yet.
Okay.
And that said, I appreciate every single opportunity I've ever had. Mm-hmm. So people have, taken a chance on me or offered me jobs, or that I would go to them and looking for jobs. They give me a chance and they let me work on their production. I appreciate all of that because I can't make a good film until I've just made a bunch of films. Like, I don't think anybody, I don't care how talented you are, jumps into this industry and says, okay, cool, I just made my first film. It's, fucking brilliant. Let's go to Sundance or whatever. It's just like, that happens so rarely. And I think when it does happen, it has less to do with skill and a lot to do with luck and timing.
Yeah, timing especially. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever's trendy. Whatever people are the
it's in the
zeitgeist. Yeah, exactly. Of like what people are looking for. And not to diminish anyone who has had like kind of that overnight success idea, but because I think some of it has to do with talent, but I think very little of that has to do with talent.
Yeah.
So I guess what I'm saying is, in order for any of us to make good work, whether you're a songwriter or a writer or a painter or a filmmaker, you're just going to have to do a lot of work to develop the skill you need to be a good artist. Mm-hmm. So therefore, I appreciate every opportunity I've had to be a writer or a director. But I don't look at any of my work and think, this is fucking amazing. Like, I've never looked at any of my work and thought that.
And so, like, I guess, I struggle from that too, because I love writing and I have people in the city I send things out to. And maybe the 2 or 3 that will tell me, oh yeah, let's change that. Or, and all I get is, oh my shit, man, I think I'm decent when it comes to writing. I think I have decent stories, but, I struggle when I write something that I personally know is shit and I specifically write it to be shitty and then I send it to someone and then we're like, oh my God, I don't know what. I understand at the end of the day it's always subjective, like subjective, but seriously.
So do you mean you'll write something and you actually think it's bad and then you'll get notes back saying it's great?
Yep.
Well, then you know that you don't send those people notes, your script anymore. Like, okay, well, it's cool. Like, thank you for that compliment, but we have different taste.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, they have different taste. Maybe they're lying to you, or maybe they really did like that work. But their taste is different.
Yeah, I struggle with that a lot.
Yeah, I do too. I think that's a really good thing for us to struggle with, though. Because I'm going to go back to sounding bitchy about this province or the East Coast or Canada in general, actually, if we're talking about that, is that we're so nice that if you make something that's just, if you just make something, we're so excited. And I agree with that. I think if anyone gets out there and makes a film, like, writing, putting together a crew, storyboarding, making a schedule, shooting, casting actors, like, this is all annoying, hard work. Mm-hmm. And it's not usually very rewarding. It's like a thankless gig. You definitely don't make money off it, at least for a very long time, until you maybe get successful enough to start getting paid. Yeah. But, like, if you go to the trouble, if anyone goes to the trouble, I, like, applaud you. I'm like, good job, because that's not easy to do. No, your movie sucks, but that's okay. You did the hard part. You did it. Yeah. You know how many people sit around talking about doing shit? 99% of the people sit around and say, I'm pretty sure I could make a movie. It'd probably be a pretty good movie, too. I mean, I have a good taste in movies, and I watch a lot of movies, so I'm pretty sure I could write a really good script. I'm like, cool, do it. I don't got time. You know, like, that's 99% of the world. They talk about how, oh, this song, this band, why do they just keep putting out garbage? I could write a song better than that. Okay, do it. Nah, I gotta go. You know, I got a 9-to-5 job at the bank. I have kids. I don't have time for that. I could though. I could make a. You know, my point is like, getting out and doing it is the hard thing to do. Mm-hmm. Anyone can talk about making a movie. Yeah. So when I see anybody in Halifax make a movie, I'm like, good, awesome, thank you. We need your voice. We need your perspective. It sucks, and you're gonna have to make 20 more before it gets good, as we all do. But that shouldn't discourage people. And I think it does. I think a lot of people make shitty work, and they have good taste. Like, for me, I have good taste in films, and I make shitty work, and then I want it to be good, and then a lot of people get discouraged and they go, oh, I guess I'm not good. I'll quit.
Do you think there's a number of, I guess, films or products you get to make before you get to that level where like I'm here? Or
oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think that's very individual. I think that's different for everybody, for sure. I mean, I think some people really have talent for storytelling. Really, a really talented actor. You know, they really just get it on day one. Not to say they don't have to put any effort in. Of course they do. But some people, you know, have to put 10,000 hours of filmmaking before they make something even close to good. Some people put 20 hours in filmmaking and they make a pretty good film. Like, it really depends. But I don't think if you... Like, I think I am probably mediocre as far as my talent goes. But, like, the fact that I want to keep making more. And every time I get another job or get the opportunity to direct something or write something, I am getting better.
Yeah, talking of that, you actually mentioned actors. Why do you think... I mean, we do get to make films here, but it's like most of the actors in Halifax, Nova Scotia, they keep moving to Toronto, or like, is it because there are more jobs there, or wouldn't I think? Okay, personally, this is like, I'd rather be a big fish in a small pond than a fish in a huge pond. You
would rather be?
Yeah. I mean, I guess if I was really super good, I'd rather be here and be good enough that people take me to Toronto to do a job than go to Toronto to look for a job and just, you know, try to go to auditions and stuff. I'd rather be here and make good stuff that they actually come to look for me.
Yeah.
That's
my approach too, actually. That is my approach too. And I don't think that's everyone's approach. And I don't know what the better approach is. I'm definitely not giving advice on that. But my approach is to stay here, to develop my craft here in this wonderful province. And I might stay here forever. I don't know. And then, like you said, big fish, small pond. It's a small enough city in Halifax that people will come out to see you. People recognize your name because they saw a film that you did. And Toronto, New York, LA, like Vancouver. There's so many people. And there's so many more talented people that, like, you're just going to be eclipsed, probably, right? Like, but that said, you can't grow unless you leave your comfort zone. So I think there's probably a point there will probably become a point in my career where I say, okay, I've gotten everything maybe that I can out of this province. Maybe I should look at working in other places. Now, I always want Nova Scotia to be my home, and I want to keep working here. But maybe leaving for a year to do a film and coming back, or something like that. But
see, what you said, you're leaving to make a film. You're not leaving to go and look for a film to make, right? That's my thing. See, if I move from a place to go, I know I'm going there to actually make a film. Like, that's what I'm going there for. I'll make the film 6 months, a year, we're good. But I'm not going there to go and start, I don't know, hustling, I guess, is my thing.
Yeah.
Like, going out there to so like, say I was an actor, I'm not going out there to, or maybe I'm just not brave enough.
I was just waiting for you to finish your thought, because I was going to say, but do you think the people that do just pack up and go?
Yeah.
and just do the auditions.
Yeah,
and they,
I know.
they work as a server in the restaurant, and at night they're in the theater, whatever. Do you think they maybe are just more brave than we
That's
are?
what I'm saying.
Or maybe they just believe in themselves more.
Fuck, man. See, this is the thing. Sometimes I think, that's what I was asking you, like, do you actually know when, okay, this is shit? Some people don't have that thing.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
Like, and it's kind of difficult when someone doesn't have it, and you don't want to say, okay, that was shit, but you kind of look for a really nice way to say it was shit. And
Like when you're giving notes on someone else.
I don't think really nobody sends me anything to give me notes, because I think I'll be the shittiest no giver in the world. Like, I'd either say no, or I'll say change this.
I'm not good at giving notes either.
What would you say?
What would I say to what?
Like, if I sent you a shitty script.
If you sent me a shitty script? I'm not good at note giving. I just don't know what to say. I think that is a skill. I think that's an art form of its own that's kind of underappreciated, is when people can really give good notes. And I've had professional script readers give me notes. I've never had notes so good. Like, not from here. People from other places in the country that are professionals.
Yeah.
And they have no ties to me. They're not friends with my friend, or like, in this province is so tiny.
Yeah, it's super small.
They just read the script by some girl they've never heard of, and I got notes. This was through Telefilm. I can say that. That's fine. I think that's fine. The best notes I've ever had, because they weren't afraid to tell me. They're like, I don't understand this part of this part of your story is weak and it really needs work. I'm like, thank you. You're right.
Do you feel that people struggle to give notes because they feel like if I say something, you'll get hurt?
Yeah. But I think it's because we're conditioned here to be so nice.
But like, also, I mean, don't I expect that I am that I understand the difference between me and my work? Because my work,
you do. And I do, but I don't think a lot of people know. Like, I don't think people assume that we have thick skin. People are erring on the side of like, I don't want to hurt their feelings. Maybe their feelings would be hurt. But maybe they don't know. Oh, Steph can really take a harsh note. Because I am not going to cry if you tell me my story sucks.
Yeah.
That does not define me as a person. And like I said earlier, I know my work's not good yet. I know it can get better. If you don't tell me what's confusing or what's weak about this story, I cannot make the script better. Therefore, I will never be able to get to the point where I'm making what I consider to be really good films. So I welcome that. And it sounds like you do too.
Yeah.
But I don't think a lot of people do. Right?
How are you gonna get better though if like you don't take those harsh things? Like, if someone doesn't say, give me the hardcore note, right? If someone doesn't give me an intense note, like if they don't tell me, okay, this person said this thing that time, but now they are doing this thing. The character, like, it doesn't suit this character. This is not who this person has been before. Like, it makes me, sometimes when people just say, oh yeah, that was a good script, I'm like, did you even read it? I feel that way sometimes.
Like, you feel like they didn't read it.
Yeah.
They're just saying. And that might be because, what's another annoying thing is someone asking you to read their script. When someone's like, can you take the time out of your day to read my script? I'm like, no.
Because you're busy.
I have shit to do. I don't want to read your script. Like, unless you're a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
And like, we kind of do that. I have a couple of friends who are all in the film industry, and like, I will always read their scripts. They will read mine, and we give notes. That's what we do, and I love that. But I don't, So when those people are writing you back and going, yeah, it's great. That's probably their nice way of saying like, don't send me your script. I feel bad I feel bad asking anyone to give me notes.
No, why though?
Unless they're paid professionals, because some people do get paid for this, it's really nice actually to offer somebody a payment for that. But I don't want to just send because I'm not. See, I don't think people give a shit.
Okay, so you were saying people don't give a shit.
I think people assume that other people care about their shit.
Yeah.
We don't care about your shit.
Yeah, I understand
None of us
that.
do. Like, everybody, this goes across everybody in the world, in life.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
just in film and filmmakers. But if you have artists, there's a lot of ego sometimes, right? So maybe you see it heightened. But because you think and breathe and eat and dream about your script and how you want to make this movie someday, you think other people will also care about that?
Yeah.
Like, people don't. They're working on their own scripts. You know, they're dealing with, like, their mother who's sick. They have kids to take care of. Whatever they're dealing with, very small amount of their energy and time
Yeah.
is going to be spent thinking about your success or your failure or your whatever it is. And I think more people should realize that we aren't important and we're not special. And none of us are. And when people walk around with this idea like, oh, but I'm talented, people want to read my scripts. They would be lucky to read my script and give me a note. They'll be in my thank yous. This is probably gonna play at Sundance and and they're gonna be in my thank yous. Like, you'd be lucky to read my script. Get over yourself, because no one gives a shit.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, I talk about that a lot, like, just with my peers and my friends.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people will react and say, you really think you're not important and people don't care about you? And I'm like, yes, but that's not sad. You know, people will go, oh, but I care about you, sweetie. You know, and they're trying to make me feel better. And I said, no. I'm not saying this in a bad way. I'm saying this like, isn't that freeing?
Yeah, I know, right? Because it's like the moment you decide, oh, I don't have to wait to hear what this person is going to say because, you know, they are busy doing X, Y, Z, then you actually take time to pay attention to your shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And also just the idea that nobody is really sitting around thinking about you is so freeing. Like, I'm not afraid of decisions. Like, a lot of people are like, ooh, you sure you're gonna post that status, or are you sure you're gonna write that scene into that movie? Oh, yikes. What are people gonna say? I don't give a fuck what people say. If I care what people had said, what boring art I would be making. You know? I would be making all this scared. Like, I just don't think anything amazing has ever come out of people trying not to offend anyone.
Yeah.
How boring. What a world we would be in. I think people should be offending people, honestly. Like, because if you say something that's offensive, not purposely to hurt anyone's feelings, but if you express yourself and that expression has offended someone, then a discussion can be had.
So,
right? Then you can learn, and then they can learn, and then growth can happen.
Yeah, talking of that, I'm just going to go back to this whole Oscar thing with Kevin Hart and thing.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think, like, when someone... So, I said something 5 years ago. I thought it was funny, but I didn't know better.
Oh, is this you in real life, or are you doing Kevin Hart now?
No, me. I don't.
You're just giving an example of somebody.
Yeah, just an example.
Okay.
Like, okay, let's actually, with the Kevin Hart thing, I think he made a comment about gay people. I really don't know what the comment was, but that was like...
about his son. If his son ever plays with a doll, I'll slap the doll out of his hand because I don't want him to be gay.
Okay, well,
I'm paraphrasing,
shit.
but that was the idea of the tweet.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what he said. But then he's apologized for that. Do you think, like, it's almost like these days you kind of apologize for whatever he did. It just sticks to you. Like, you did it, even if you were sorry or not sorry, even if you said it, not said it, that's who you are known for. And it, like, I mean, it cost some people their jobs. Like, in his case, I guess in his case, it stepped down, but yeah. Yeah,
but it certainly like tarnished his reputation. What's the question? Do I think that people should apologize? Is that what the question is?
Like, as in, how long do you think when you've apologized? Once you've apologized, how long should it take to be forgiven, I guess, or brought back into the fold, or you can get back your job? Like,
I think.
Yeah.
I do feel strongly about this. I'm just trying to think about how I'm going to word it in a situation where the public are going to hear what I'm saying. Wouldn't that be ironic if I said something now that got me fired? And then I'm like, that thing I said on the podcast about Kevin Hart got me fired. Then I'll be hosting the Oscars. No. Okay. I think right now we live in a climate where people are hypersensitive. I'm not going to use the word oversensitive because that's thrown around a lot. But because I think sometimes it's not called for. It's if you feel offended by something, that's not right or wrong. That's just you are you can't deny someone's feelings, right? But we live in a society right now where we are not giving people a chance to learn from their mistakes or to grow from their mistakes. I think a lot of people are saying, you did this one thing, this was really shitty, fuck you. We're not going to give you a chance. And I think that's wrong. I think with the Me Too Time's Up stuff, I think the pendulum is swinging, and it was on one side for a very long time, and that side being women are not listened to, women are not believed when they speak up about harassment or sexual assault. Men have all the control in every situation. That was the side for a very long time, and then it kind of started to change in the last few years, where people are like, you know what? Let's believe women. Let's actually bring these like predators to court, and let's charge people, and let's try to actually have them pay for what they've done. And I think that's good. I think that's really good. I'm glad that we're moving in that direction. And there's still work to do, of course. Not like the society's never going to be perfect. People get away still with doing shitty things. But I wonder, and I'm not saying this is the case, I question and wonder if the pendulum will swing too far to the other side, where every single thing that anyone has ever done, even remotely shitty, is you're just going to be painted with the same brush. Like, I don't think Harvey Weinstein and Louis C.K. should be in the same category. Like, I don't think Aziz Ansari and Bill Cosby did the same thing, right? And I think a lot of people are just like, they're all in one pot. They're all lumped into the same pile, and none of them should ever work again, and they're all horrible, and they're going to hell.
So here's how do you course correct that?
I think discussions.
We don't
think
talk these
we
days.
have to talk.
Yeah, we don't talk.
And I think people are afraid to talk.
Yeah.
Because what if you misspeak? What if you say something that does offend someone? You surely will. People are fucking offended by everything right now. So, like, someone is going to be offended by everything you say. So people go, I don't want to talk. I would rather just be quiet on this because I don't want to get myself in trouble. Because I don't want to get myself in trouble. Look at all these examples of how these people have gotten in trouble. Not even for doing stuff, but for giving their opinion on things that have happened to other people. They are now not getting work. And I think that is really wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like it's almost like I don't think anyone is always good all the time, right? I mean,
no, of course not. No.
Things
we've all done and said shitty things.
Exactly.
And the people out there saying, oh, well, you can find whatever you want about me because I've never done a thing that was remotely sexist once. Like, no, that I don't believe you.
Yeah.
But I mean, there is something to learn here. I don't think everybody should be going around tweeting every single thing that comes into your head. Like, I'm careful. I remember, I was old enough when social media became a thing that I wasn't like a stupid idiot. But some people, 15 years old or something, they're writing their status on Facebook and, fuck, I hate my job or whatever. And you're like, your boss is friends with you on Facebook. Like, it's just so stupid.
Yeah.
So, like, part of that is, some of that is on them. Like, some of that is on Kevin Hart. Some of that is on whoever else. Because you're not a child. When you log onto Twitter and you tweet something, that's there forever. It goes to
the whole world.
So you do have to. I'm certainly not saying let's all just brush everything under the rug. People that are saying inappropriate stuff have to answer for it.
Thanks for listening.